What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Friday. That's right, it's the weekend. We made it. Congratulations. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are enjoying your day. Having a look at Bitcoin, we are up 3.4%. Yesterday was a wild and crazy day. You can see Bitcoin came all the way down to about that $9,589 level, pumped up to about $10,410, only to basically end up exactly where we started. So I do want to talk about the pattern that Bitcoin is currently forming. However, also going back to the altcoins, you notice Ethereum still up 4.8%. So the altcoins are still feeling the love as well. Is this a shift in the markets? What is happening? Well, we do have some big events happening over the weekend, right? We have the LKP that's meeting in Seoul. They're going to be talking about cryptos. We also have a big meeting coming up from the SEC. And of course, do not forget our big Bakkt launch come Monday. So are we looking for a massive pump? Are we looking for a massive dump? Or was this craziness? Was that sort of what was happening? We're going to talk about all of that today. And we are going to rapid fire this because it is Friday and I know you guys got places to be. But if you are not subscribed to the Crypto Zombie channel, well, we do this every single day, so you're probably missing out at this point. And also, every Monday is the Ledger Nano S giveaway. So if that sounds good to you, well, you know what to do. Let's dive in. Let's have a look. Let's give it a quick refresh live. Bitcoin dominance actually went up about 0.1%, then pulled back down. You do notice, though, Bitcoin did sort of come out of nowhere with that crazy move. Ethereum still doing quite well on its upwards trajectory. Having a look at the big gainers today, ABBC coin up 53%. ABBC coin's been going absolutely buck wild lately. Not sure what's up with that. We have Ren, Dragon Coin, 0x, Quant, Beam, Ardor, Electronium, Sia coin. Now Beam just got listed on Binance, so that's probably where that excitement is coming from. But you know, having a look, it was a good week. You know, going down here, looking at the 7-week gains for the majority of the altcoins, it looks like actually this week, the altcoins were the place to be. Now, is that going to be the same story come Monday with the Bakkt launch? Well, we'll talk about that. But if you did have an opportunity to get in some good trades on those altcoins, well, congratulations to you. Now, we do have real volume at $768 million, which is still a little bit low, but it's not that bad for a Friday for Bitcoin. We will take it. We did have some crazy movements yesterday. So essentially, we were looking at this first triangle. We fell, right? And then we had the second one. We got to the end. We fell again, but we instantly got wicked back up to the line. So basically what you're noticing is the first time we had this big dip, then we pumped back up. The second time we had a little dip and then we pumped back up. But currently we are finding ourselves basically on that same trend line. So it's kind of like nothing really even happened, right? Essentially all we did was just have some major liquidations in either end. You could see the effect of cascading margin calls and stop loss triggers causing a $300 slippage between XBT perpetual swaps on BitMEX versus spot BTC. One word, over leveraged traders. Brutal. Yeah, definitely be safe out there, guys. But having a look right here, you know, you can notice essentially we literally wicked down to the absolute support and pumped up to the absolute resistance. And currently we find ourselves trapped again inside this blue box territory. But what it does tell me is that Bitcoin is currently respecting its, resistance and support. So this is actually kind of what we were anticipating it to do had it made a move. But that being said, there definitely were some major liquidations along the way. But the big thing we were talking about yesterday was this death cross, right, forming on the daily. Now, currently, if we do zoom in, you will notice that we actually have had a cross. It actually is crossing right now as we speak. But does this necessarily mean that we have to dump? No, it does not, because we have seen these types of things that have these fake outs in the past, right? Where you think that it's starting to cross and then it instantly just pulls away, right? We have 3 more days until the big news. So I would definitely be keeping my eyes on this. But what do I think is going to be happening short term? Well, basing on simply what we're doing right now, we kind of put in a bit of a bull flag. You can see right here. So you can actually say that maybe this was the flag and we've already had the breakout. Maybe the breakout already happened, right? It was when we broke through this resistance. But if we sort of look at that as the center trend, then you may be looking at us putting in a somewhat bigger of a flag moving forward. You can see we've already started to sort of hit that resistance at the top of the flag and come down a little bit lower. So we may just sort of bounce around in this region, right, for a little bit before moving forward, or we may just blast off. Could happen tonight. It's possible, right? Once again, for my bears out there, I don't want to be overly bullish. I know some people like KW, you're too damn bullish. You need to be a little bit more bearish. Okay, well, short-term bearish, guys, I'm still looking at the 21 exponential, which is sitting around $9,326. So that's about as bearish as it's going to get on this channel. If we go below that, then we'll start talking lower numbers. Currently, I don't see Bitcoin falling below that level. It's provided support during the entire pump. It provided support during the entire 2017, basically bull market. You can see right here. So if you do believe that we are in an uptrend and the trend is your friend until the end, then I do believe we are going up. If we go down, we hit the 21 exponential and we blast off higher, okay? Basically, that's all it is to that. Now, we do have Bitcoin dominance. It was falling. We came down to about 68.79. We are up basically 1% since where we were yesterday. We may come down and test this 65.9% if the altcoins do have another bit of a rally, which is possible because I do want to point out the overall health of the market. You can see if we actually take Bitcoin and altcoins and we smash them together into one giant chart, well, we've actually started an uptrend. So the markets as a whole are moving upward. So regardless of whether you're like Bitcoin versus altcoins versus whatever, doesn't matter. The markets as a whole are actually moving together upwards, okay? So I do consider this to be somewhat of a healthy sign, right, for cryptocurrency. But, we've been talking about the explosion of Bitcoin's hash rate. Hodlnaut says that this is underreported in his opinion. I've been talking about it on the channel for weeks, so maybe you just don't watch enough Crypto Zombie, Hodlnaut. But last readjustment period, 2016 blocks around 2 weeks, increased 10.3%. We are about halfway through the current readjustment period and on track for another 11.85% increase. Someone is confident. He says, me too. Now, Matty Greenspan actually chimed in and says, isn't this just a factor of upgraded hardware, though? He says 12x in 2 years, 50% since July. Not sure what you mean. No matter how you look at it, this means huge increase in investment in the mining sector. Now, I do want to mention that because Kevin Rook actually pointed out that Bitcoin mining difficulty has been growing 42% per quarter over the last 3 years. Difficulty is projected to grow 60% this quarter, and it was already at an all-time high when Q2 ended. And you're probably saying, well, what does the difficulty have anything? Like, okay, hash rate, price, I get that, but what the heck does the difficulty? Well, the fact that we are now at an all-time high for difficulty basically shows that it is the most competitive it's ever been. There are the most amount of ASIC miners right now turning on their machines, and they are going at it. And this is a good thing, right? Because don't forget, it readjusts, right? We do have the difficulty adjustment. If miners turn off their machines, they capitulate, well, then that creates less miners. So then that would have to decrease the difficulty, right? Because you have less people essentially, fighting to find the rewards. But this is just showing me that you have a lot of investor confidence. You have a lot of miner confidence. And I'm sure once we get to 20K, you're going to have the retail piling in as well. But I do want to talk about the one little bit of maybe potential negativity, and that is SEC Chairman Jay Clayton. Basically, Bitcoin will need stronger regulation before it's traded on a major exchange, he says, and investors should be wary until that happens. He says if investors think that there's some rigor around the price discovery as there is on the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange, he says they are sorely mistaken. He says we have to get to a place where we can be confident that trading is better regulated. The closest Bitcoin has come to being listed on a public exchange was when the CME added futures trading. However, the actual coins do not trade. It is cash settled, but we do have something coming right around the corner, and a lot of analysts are freaking out. Some are predicting a pump, some are predicting a dump. Now, you guys can see right here, we actually did finally invalidate this crazy trend that we were on. But here's the really crazy part. If I zoom in, look at where Bitcoin is right now. Look at where we are right now. We are back above the trend. So, was this just a bear trap? Was this just to basically just, sort of shake out some I don't know if you want to call them weak hands or whatever, but essentially, guys, we have 3 days until we get here. So it is coming closer. Closer than sooner than later. So let me know what you guys think. You know, has your opinion changed? Do you feel differently now? Do you still think we're going to have a back dump when we, you know, do you think Bitcoin's just going to fall back down into the channel, or are you feeling a little bit more positive now? Let me know. Maybe you feel exactly the same way, but inevitably, regardless of how you feel, it's happening. Also, here's some interesting news from Patrick Byrne. He's the former Overstock CEO. So he sold his 13% stake in the firm for $90 million. And get this, he basically published a letter that said, "A message to my former colleagues at Overstock," in which he revealed his plans to stop trading anything else except the three assets that are counter-cyclical to the economy, including gold, silver, and he said 2 flavors of crypto. But let's be real, most people are probably assuming it's probably Bitcoin and Ethereum. Maybe he's getting involved with something, you know, with T0 or something. But essentially, he says the crypto... he was talking about where he's storing his crypto. He says it's stored in a place where all crypto is stored, in mathematical mist behind long keys held only in the memory of someone who is quite good at storing such things in their memory, right? You can have a memory wallet. You know, when you do your 24 words, you could just memorize that, you know, like for a spelling bee back in 2nd grade, right? Just memorize those 24 words, repeat them over and over again, rip that piece of paper up and throw it away, right? Then how can they take your Bitcoin? Your Bitcoin's in your mind, right? Crazy, crazy stuff. Just don't forget it, because you forget it and you're totally screwed. But speaking of altcoins, you know, altcoins have been sort of a hot topic lately. Coinbase is looking to support some new coins. I got to be honest with you, I don't know where some of these choices came from. I feel like these came out of left field. Some of them I'm familiar with, you know, like Solana, Nervos, Near, obviously, Definity. Filecoin kind of caught me off guard here. Polkadot, okay. Handshake, Avalanche, but I'm just surprised. Like, why don't you list something that you guys have already, like, you know, like invested in, like Coinbase Ventures? Why don't you guys list Matic? Right? I mean, I don't know. So let me know what you guys think about this selection of coins. This all looks like a bunch of VC coins that basically none of the public was really able to get in on. And, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to diss on projects, but we've seen a lot of VCs dumping lately. So, I mean, you know, look what's happened with Hedera Hashgraph, and look what happened with Algorand, and look what happened with a lot of these other super hype projects. So, I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about that. But nevertheless, guys, alt season or not, we did break through this trend finally, and we are well above this purple line, looking like we're headed back up to the yellow. And even just looking at Ethereum, which arguably, I would say, like, recently has sort of been leading the rally, even though we did have that really good XRP pump. You know, this is almost back up to basically its trend line again. So, you know, did Ethereum just put in a giant, you know, bear trap, you know, basically since it dipped below back in the beginning of August? So could be, or mid-August it was about. So definitely excited about that. You can see a lot of people talking about Ethereum. You know, this report came out from Consensus Ethereum by numbers. You can see they talk about the network. I mean, basically everything is up, give or take. I mean, I guess dApps down a little bit, but you can see live mainnet nodes globally, total unique addresses, and Joseph Lubin himself was actually pretty pumped about that. You can check it out right here. I'll drop it below, but essentially this is his tweet. You know, you can see MakerDAO smart contracts, 1.5 million total ETH locked in. So decentralized finance, that's a hot topic as well. Check that out, guys, looking at it. And it kind of looks actually like, if we look at Ethereum, Ethereum is looking to putting in a bit of a bull flag as well. You can see right here if we come down. So, I mean, everything is structurally setting up relatively short-term bullish. It is the weekend. Weekends usually have very, very low volume. Volatility can get kind of crazy. And we do know that not only do we have Bakkt coming on Monday, but we usually do have big movements either Sunday nights or Monday mornings, right? So it's definitely going to be a crazy, crazy week. But that being said, did you guys see Electronic Arts, EA Games? You might be familiar with them. They posted invest in crypto. I retweeted this too because I didn't even know what they were talking about. I just thought it was funny. Some people thought they got hacked. Well, essentially, Apex Legends Season 3 Meltdown coming out this October has a new character called Crypto.
See what you did there?
So it was essentially just a marketing ploy, basically. So there's a character called Crypto. That was basically it, guys. People were freaking out about that. But I do want to talk about Line. You might be familiar with them. They're Japan's dominant messaging app. They've rolled out its new Japanese-facing cryptocurrency exchange. So the social network giant, which reports 81 million, which is a crazy amount of monthly active users, keep in mind, in Japan alone, now offers trading for Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. They have their new exchange. It's called, it's BitMax, and they're looking to be the largest in the market. But, yeah, guys, BitMax, You couldn't have done a simple Google search? I'm sure there's going to be some kind of confusion with that, but hey, there's 2 BitMaxes now. Also talking about Ripple, they have filed a motion to dismiss their lawsuit claiming that it violated U.S. security laws by selling XRP. So basically they say purchasing XRP is not an investment in Ripple. There is no common enterprise between Ripple and XRP purchasers. There was no promise that Ripple would help generate profits for XRP holders, and the XRP ledger is decentralized. Furthermore, the footnote also added that because XRP is a currency, it cannot also be a security under law. And I do have to say, regardless of your opinion on this, they do promote it as a currency. XRP is a currency, right? That's what it is. It's just a settlement, basically, to just move money as fast as you can, right? So the question is, does the success of Ripple affect the price of XRP? I mean, come on, guys, kind of, in a way, sort of, you can't deny that. But at the same time, you do have the X-Current versus the X-Rapid products, and banks don't have to use X-Rapid. They could just choose to use X-Current, which wouldn't increase demand for the XRP token. So let me know. This has been going on for quite some time. I'm curious how you guys feel about this whole XRP situation. Should XRP be a security? Is XRP too centralized? This debate's been going on for quite some time, but figured it's in the headlines again. Figured I'd sort of just bring it up. But this is where I want to end today, and then we're going to get on out of here because it is Friday, and I know you guys got places to be. But you can see that the United States House of Representatives Committee on Financial Services has scheduled a meeting with the SEC Chairman Jay Clayton and 4 other SEC commissioners, including Hester Pierce, Crypto Mom. Okay, and they're going to be talking about crypto, among other things, and this is going to be held on September 24th. Yes, the day after Bakkt. So this is a one-time panel hearing. And essentially, they've included cryptocurrencies on their list of topics for discussion and points out that the federal securities laws apply to securities, including stocks, bonds, and investment contracts, regardless of whether they are digital or not, may still apply. So we will have to see what that will be moving forward. I am expecting this. I don't know. It feels like the calm before the storm. I think this weekend could get a little crazy. Definitely think next